Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why in how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me today. I'm just going to talk to you, if you don't mind. I got a rant. Yes, I got a rant, which means I'm just going to talk to you. I don't have any notes in front of me. I'm just going to talk to you. And today I want to talk about, selling your way. Can we talk about selling your way? Because too often, I'm running into people who are just running around looking for the magic answer to sales. They're looking for the magic answer to sales, and they're trying to emulate, mimic, copy what other people are doing. The reality is, no situation is ever the same. No situation for anybody is ever the same. And so one of the things I want you to start thinking about is, how do you do it your way? How do you begin to sell your way? Now, I'll use myself as an example. Early on, when I got into sales, I had to mimic or copy other people because I didn't know what I was doing. And I think that's always a great start, right? But after a while, let's just say, 6 months of that, you realize that the way the other person sells, that they've taught you how to sell in a certain way, simply doesn't fit who you are. It just doesn't fit. And because it doesn't fit how you sell, it always comes across as either too mechanical or very awkward. You ever listen to somebody who's trying to, sell something to you, and you just go, it doesn't sound natural. You sound like a robot. You sound like you're reading a script. It doesn't sound natural. You could just tell that their movements are very mechanical. Their presentation style is very mechanical. And immediately there's a part of your brain that just shuts down and says, I don't know if I believe this person, right? I don't know if I believe this person. And you look at the person, you're like, I don't know. There's no rapport. There's no vibe. There's no synchronicity. There's no alignment here. And it's because that person is not being authentic in how they sell. Ooh, that's a great word. Authentic, authenticity. You have to be authentic to your style. Now, when I was coming up in the sales game, I would love, everybody who's listened to my podcast long enough knows, I am a Zig Ziglar fan. Do you know what I mean? I am a Zig Ziglar fan. I'm a Zigophyte. I think I just made that up. Anyway, I'm a Zigophyte, right? So I like Zig Ziglar. I've always loved his style. I love his style of storytelling. I love what he talks about. But in my mind, I always said, I like him. He is a prototype. That's a cool word. He's a prototype. I'm going to look at that as a model, but then I'm going to look at a couple of other people and see how they sell. And in there, I began to find my style. And I remember when I made that decision to do it my way. I remember specifically when I made the decision to sell my way. It was one of the scariest moments of my career because now it's almost like walking a tightrope with a net. In other words, you're going up there and you're going to do it your way. And there's no safety net, and you're going to do it your way, and it's one of the most scariest things. But when you start selling the way you sell, the way you are, the way you talk, the way you do what you do, when you do that, man, you're going to feel different. In fact, your presentation is going to feel different. How people respond to you is going to be different. But at the end of the day, you're going to feel real good because you sold your way. And at first, it's going to feel awkward because you're like, am I doing this right? Am I selling correctly? Should I say it this way? Should I be this open? Should I be this natural? And all that is yes. Look, for anybody who watches Gary Vaynerchuk, you watch Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, look him up on YouTube. Gary V, just put W-E-E or Vaynerchuk, V-A-Y-N-E-R-C-H-U-K. I think I got it right. Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary has his own style of selling. He likes to swear a lot, so be warned, right? But that's his style. That's who he is. You can tell that guy 24/7, 365, that is who he is. And I've seen several people, literally several people, who have tried to emulate him, mimic him, copy him, even try to swear, like him during the presentations, and you can tell it's not natural. And now, by the way, I'm not advocating, or condoning swearing in a speech. I'm not about that. But that's Gary's style, and it seems to be working for him. But that's his style. But now I see people copying that style, and it just doesn't feel natural. And I'm sure you have your own examples of seeing this, right? People who try to copy other people, they just sound like they're not authentic. I'm saying this to you because I want you to keep it real. I want you to get back to you. I think the toughest road to success is the road back to you. Let me say it again because I really want that to hit bottom. The toughest road to success is the road back to you. What do I mean by that? If you don't get back to who you are, the essence of who you are, and I'm not talking about, this is not some existential, Buddha yogi thing going on here about getting back to yourself, getting in touch with yourself. This is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is be who you are. Talk the way you talk. Speak the way you speak. If if you have a sense of humor, use it. If you don't have humor and that's not your style, then don't do it. Find your style. Then, when you get comfortable with your style, begin to make the necessary adjustments to figure out, how do I connect with people with this style? In other words, I like to use a little bit of humor, storytelling, and content. Those are my three things, right? Humor, storytelling, content. Humor, storytelling, content. And that's my mix. And I always look for ways to blend that in. And again, I've been in offices and I've been in presentations and I've been in large audiences where I've had executives, C-level executives, the type who are so uptight they don't even smile. They just give you the mean look, right? And guess what? When I'm natural with them and I do it my way and I feel good about what I'm presenting and I'm doing it with conviction. There's another key word, right? Because when you're authentic, you speak with conviction. Like, man, I mean it. When you speak with conviction, people can feel that. People can feel that, then people will listen to you. But if you're copying somebody else, you're trying to remember what other people say so you can say it yourself, then guess what? That's not authentic. That's not conviction. That won't give you the confidence you deserve or need to make the connection. I am telling you right now that it doesn't matter what you're talking about. If you do it with conviction, you do it with purpose, you do it with passion, and you do it in such a way that aligns with who you are. I mean, who you are. Do you know what I mean? At the core of who you are. And when I say who you are, I'm looking for that person in you when you're sitting at home in your office or in your room, in the dining room, and you're sitting there by yourself, you're all alone, and you're thinking about, what should I do? I'm talking to that person. When nobody's around, it's just you. That's the person that needs to come out. That's the person that needs to step out of the mental shadows of your life and present themselves, because that is the natural you. And when you sell naturally, when you present naturally, when you just talk in general naturally, without any reservation, without any insecurities, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this is how I talk, this is what I do, accept it, because it is what it is. When you have that mindset, all of a sudden, people will connect with you, and more importantly, you will connect with them in such a way that you've yet to imagine. Anyway, thank you for listening to this rant. That's it for the Sales Influence Podcast. This was a little different, so leave me some feedback on iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube, and let me know what you think. So, man, thank you very much. By the way, for many of you who've joined the Sales Mastery Academy, man, thank you very much. Over 25 courses, 300 videos, 12 books. I got a new one coming out in January. I'm not telling anybody the topic, but it is going to be original. If you're serious about increasing your sales ability, go to the salesmasteryacademy.us. That's the salesmasteryacademy.us. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening. This is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, be who you are and selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care. Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.